On this channel, we talk about improving yourself as a person. We talk about improving your finances, improving your health, improving your performance, and becoming the best person that you can be. And so today we're going to be talking about Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And so if you want to be an effective person, if you want to achieve the goals you want, if you want to live the life and be the person you want to be, here's some tips. The first habit of highly effective people is that they are proactive. And so I talk about often playing your life on offense and being in control of your habits in your life instead of just reacting to life. And someone said this the other day, that if you are just a bobber in the ocean, you're just bobbing up and down, you just got plopped in the ocean and then stuff happened and you say, yes, I went on some adventures, etc. You're playing life on defense. If you are the ship and you have a map and you decide where you want to go, you are going to be doing things differently. And that's what you want to do. You want to be in control. And it's not just about being in control and being intentional and having a plan. It is also taking responsibility for your life. It is up to you. And so really successful people know that it doesn't matter what happens out here, out there, what happened in the past, what's happening right now. It matters what you decide to do right now and what you choose to do with your life. You're the one with the power, you're the one with the control, and you're the one who can change your life. Number 2, highly effective people begin with the end in mind. And so you might have heard of reverse engineering. It's a big phrase right now where you figure out where do you want to go, and then you reverse engineer and you figure out the habits you need to do and the things you need to do to get where you want to go. And so this is important to reverse engineer your life, to think of your death. And so I've talked about the power of death. I've talked about writing your obituary. It has come up time and time again when researching successful people, people who have created great finances for themselves, people who have created great lives for themselves. They see their death and they think about it, right? And so think about your death. Think about how you want people to see you. Think about how you want to see yourself and what you want to accomplish. And this can be a great frame as well when you're trying to decide if you want to do something or not. And you go, well, what would I feel like when I died? What would my 85-year-old self say? And if they would regret not doing it, then you got to go for it. If they would be fine with you not doing it, then that can really help. So really think about the end, right? Like your time is going to pass anyways. And so highly effective people know that life is limited and life ends for everybody. We don't know when. Hopefully it's a nice long life, but you have to be proactive. You have to be intentional. You have to use the life that you're given. This next chapter, chapter 3, Covey talks about putting first things first. And so what do you actually want to do with your life? What do you want to get done? What matters to you? And so this goes back to playing life on offense and being intentional, right? And so he asks a couple of questions at the beginning of the chapter, which is, what is one thing that you could do regularly that you aren't currently doing that would improve your life? And so ask yourself that. What is one thing that you could do that could improve your life? And then number 2, what is one thing you could do to improve your business or your professional life? And so after thinking about that, realize you are in control of your life and you are in charge of your life and what happens or what doesn't happen. And so you really want to also start identifying key habits. He talks about these key habits that can really help you and getting in touch with your core values and getting in touch with what your mission is. And so here's a few other principles that you need to think about when you're trying to design your life in those key core habits. You want them to be principle-centered. You also want them to be conscious-directed, meaning that they give you an opportunity to organize your life in accordance to your core values, right? If you have a core value of health, you want to make sure that some of your habits might be exercising or walking outside or eating healthy or getting healthy groceries, right? Number 3, they define your key mission, which includes your values and also your long-term goals. Number 4, they give balance to your life. And number 5, they're organized weekly and adapted weekly. And so you are in control. Figure out habits that you actually want in your life, right? That's where the reverse engineering. How do I want to live? What do I want to do with each day? And I've had to ask myself that as well. And when I've done that, I'm like, I want to exercise. And so now I've made the time, right? And so make the time for the things that matter to you and that align with your core values. Covey also talks about having a win-win mentality and that it's not just a philosophy, it is a way of interacting with other people. And so relationships are key to success. We talk about networking, we talk about service, and we are helping people in life. If we want to be highly effective, we want to help people, we want to grow with people, we want to connect with people. And so you want to create win-win situations in your life and in other people's lives. And so if you have something that comes up, you don't want it just to be what you want. You want to see what the other person wants, and see if you can have a win-win situation. And so in order to do this, and in order to interact better with others, you want to have self-awareness. You want to have an imagination and creativity. You want to have conscience, and you also want to have independent will. And if you have those things, it's going to help you to better create win-win situations with other people. Habit number 5 also goes along with relationships, and it's seek to understand, not to be understood. And so how many times are we in a conversation with someone and then you're trying to get your point across, or you're trying to get someone to understand you? Instead, you want to understand the other person. And so really listen instead of trying to respond or trying to add something funny to say or whatever. Listen with open ears and really try to understand. And then you can communicate back, is this what you were saying? Or then you can respond based on what they say. But you really want to understand. Don't just talk to talk, right? Successful people, wealthy people, rich people, and happy people, they listen. They listen more than they talk. And to be an effective listener, you have to be quiet and you have to have that open mind and really try to see what they're trying to get across. In this book, Covey also talks about leadership, and he talks about to be an effective win-win leader, you want to have character. You want to have good relationships, good agreements between one another. You want to have win-win performances and effective processes that can help you all succeed. But he also talks about habit number 6, which is to synergize. And so you really want to take those core key principles of leadership and synergize your group and have you all work more effectively, right? It's like getting cohesion. You want to be a cohesive group. And so if you're able to understand each other, if you're able to work well together, if you're able to listen and see what the other person wants and what the other people want, and you're encouraging each other, and you just are an effective group. Have you ever been on a team where you just all click, right? I've been on some game winning and championship winning teams because we all are hard workers. We all care about each other. We all are on the same page. We aren't just self-focused. We are team-focused, etc. And so you really want to synergize, and how can we create cohesion in our lives and with our teams and in any situation? And lastly, number 7, I am all about this. It's about sharpening the saw. And so it talks about sharpening, taking care of yourself, sharpening yourself, right? The thing that we do everything with. So your physical, your social, emotional self, your spiritual self, your mental self. It's all of these things that make up a happy and healthy life. And I know I do talk a lot about finances on the channel, but as I've been making more videos, we talk more about health, or I have my shorts page where I do some healthy recipes. And it's the spiritual side. It's how we're thinking. It's how we're feeling. It's our relationships, right? There is the wheel of wealth. And we don't want to just be rich. We don't want to just have good relationships. We don't want to just have one bucket that's really good. We want to have them all if we can. And so it's super important to really work on yourself, right? If you have a lot of money, but then you're so sick and unhealthy, then what's the point, right? And so sharpen yourself. I know too, when you're taking care of your physical health, when you're taking care of your mental and emotional health, when you have good relationships, you're going to perform better. You're going to be happier. You're going to be healthier, right? And so make sure you take care of yourself so that you can be more effective and you can influence people and you can perform better and you can do more in this world. And so take care of yourself, sharpen that saw. All right, so those were 7 of the habits and 7 habits of highly effective people. I really recommend the book. If you want to read more, go ahead and get into the book. There's a lot more takeaways and little nuggets that you can take away to help you improve your life. But let me know in the comments below if you like this video. Feel free to share and subscribe for more. Comment below if you have any questions or if you have anything you want to share. You've got this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.